Are we recording? Awesome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Is Geek God? Sorry. This is Geek Mythos Podcast. Today we're going to talk about the What If series that finished last week, the Obi-Wan series that's coming up, Comic-Con that I went to on Thursday and Friday, Ghostbusters, and the new news about DC Comics. But first, you said you wanted to talk. We were talking about Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Well, what I was trying to say about Obi-Wan, since when Hayden Christensen is coming back to play Vader, which I'm excited about because we haven't seen him since
Well,
episode.
he did play Vader, but he just said no, and that's it.
Yeah, I know, which was one of those things where I felt like it was unnecessary to do. Just
Did
that
he
scene alone was
voice?
unnecessary.
Did he voice him in the Clone Wars? The end?
I do not think so. It was another actor who was portraying Anakin's voice. I don't think he was doing a clone in the Clone Wars.
Okay. Well, you are frozen on my screen, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, it was kind of breaking up on mine too. So yeah, no, he didn't voice him. It was another actor that voiced him.
Oh,
And it so happens that actor, what happened? I froze again.
your face is frozen, but it looks like you're high as hell. Now you just look like you're ready to see somebody. Like you're
Yeah,
seeing Leia for the first time in that bikini outfit. That's what you look like. And
got
now
it.
it's the after, and you're just like, yeah, that's. All right. Anyways, just keep going.
Fun fact, she didn't have any underwear in that scene, so a lot of stuff was showing.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay.
she spoke about it in an interview. She said that she had to wear that, and then since there was no real underwear, there was like it was kind of almost you were able to see pretty much in there.
Mm.
Um, so back to Obi-Wan. Yeah, no, I can't wait for Obi-Wan. Why? Because I have loved Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader. And we get to see a lot of the people from episode 3 that we haven't seen in a long time, like his uncle and his aunt. So I can't wait for that. And I think this is good because now when we thought that Luke was the only Jedi in episode what is it, 4, 5, and 6, episode 6, we're getting to see a more of a window of more Jedi's coming out of nowhere from before him and even after him, which we'll be able to see because now with Clone Wars made such a huge impact, now we get to see Ahsoka in live action and we get to see more Jedi's pop up as opposed to we have seen only like Luke, and then we saw a little bit of what other Jedi's were in Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and all the other things. So I honestly can't wait to see more of them kind of meet, like to be able to have a conversation, see a conversation between Luke and Ahsoka, and then talk about who trained her,
Yeah.
who and who his father was before. Yeah, I'm freezing up. Before his father was, before he became Vader. I would like to see that dynamic because we never even got to see Obi-Wan really talk to Luke about his father. Besides the little snippets, like he died,
Yeah.
but to see, have Ahsoka said, "I got trained by your father, and he was a great person, and this, and that." But then this is what happened. You know, I would like Luke's reaction to all of that. That would be great to see, man. That would be a
That would
fan.
that would uh that would blow up fandom, and the fact that Ahsoka and Luke, you know, Imagine Ahsoka training Luke just for a little bit, just for like a quick episode of something, and just a conversation, like you mentioned, and just
It's possible since we're gonna see him train Grogu.
I
So
hope we get to see him train Grogu because we don't know if that's gonna happen. I
mm,
don't know. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back next season. I really don't know. I mean, everybody loves little Grogu, but I don't know.
I think there should be little, unless they will. You think they'll split up those stories? Like we will see the Mandalorian, and we will also see like split like cut scenes of like what Grogu's doing at the meantime.
I I think we'll see that maybe a snippet here and there, but not every episode we're gonna see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I would like to see that, and I would like to see Luke also show them Luke training Kylo Ren.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about this, and I don't know if I was this thought came into my head. I was the only one thinking this, but or some fan actually put it out there. But I was thinking like a Finn Wolfhard to play a young Kylo Ren.
Who?
Finn Wolfhard, who played he's in the new Ghostbusters, and he also was in Stranger Things, and he
Oh,
also to
oh,
play a
I
young
like
version
that.
of Kylo Ren. Because he has those features like the long nose, and he could have like the short hair like curled up.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, especially after seeing him in Ghostbusters. A lot of people talked about seeing him in Stranger Things. I've never seen him in Stranger Things, but yeah, he has the chops for it.
No, yeah, in Stranger Things, he's he's pretty like he's a very I like his character. It's like he's like us in some way, like how we are like always trying to be trusting others, and sort of being the leader, and things like that. So he has that quality of being a leading character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd seen him as and he was in It as what was it, Richie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's he has the chops. He could play. You see him in Stranger Things. He plays a serious or leading role character. You see him in It, and he's just like he's a character that's like, he's a side character, but he's funny, and he does but you can't help but like, oh, I like that guy. So I could see him as to play a young Kylo Ren.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. That'd be cool to see him train with Grogu. With him never mentioning Grogu, in the sequel, I mean
I
sequels.
mean, it's if you think about it, it's one of those things that where Star Wars is sort of right now, because see, Marvel Universe has been being worked on since Iron Man, and stories started to progress, and now you see there's more of a connection. But we never knew there was any connections happening, so a lot of stuff is they have to sort of kind of go around it and leave it behind. Like it's like, I don't know, that wasn't mentioned in George Lucas's story. So it's like,
Yeah. They got to work around it and all that stuff. So, I mean, it'd be nice to see them work around it, and they could just say it, he was always there, but you know, and a lot of things don't get mentioned, like with him training other kids. Yeah, there could have been 100 kids, or it could have been a couple kids that he was training to become Jedi, because that's what we saw.
the only
um
thing that if he doesn't mention Grogu, it would be only if
he was
Grogu,
taken early or something like that.
yeah, either taken early or he didn't become such a major character in that lore, in that side story of Kylo Ren or whatever, because Kylo Ren had his own thing, and with
Yeah.
his relationship with the dark side, and how Luke saw him and things like that. I wish they retconned that thing too. Kind of made Luke a little bit too like, I don't know. Like it just,
Have they retcon? Has Star Wars retcon anything like that?
I don't know, because there's been a lot of talk about whether or not they should keep that canon, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, which will kind of be hurtful for all the actors that portray these characters.
To be honest
And
with you,
then
yeah.
and it will be sad, because and then it's like, you know, this is, you're gonna, if you remove this, then what are you gonna do about Leia? You know, I mean, I know that you still have these actors like Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford, but you don't have Carrie Fisher to bring her back if you decide to want to do something with it. And doing
Right.
that whole CGI thing and whatever they want to do, I don't think you can pull it off, especially, you know, a unique voice like that Carrie Fisher had in the Star Wars series, and that energy and that strength that she kind of built it. Even as a that personality in real life, she had it. You know, it's like you can't. I don't know. It's kind of hard to bring that in. I can't. If they retcon, that will sort of kind of disgrace that Carrie Fisher's character or Leia's character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the what was I going with this? I completely forgot. Yeah, I just don't know. I like to see her. I like to see Ahsoka. I like to see that, and it's just gonna be hard for Star Wars fans. But then again, you have to really trust Filoni,
Yeah,
Filoni with that stuff. He literally was the right hand man, or like the student of George Lucas, and fell in love with the project, fell in love with everything, and the characters.
yeah. I think he's the only one that sort of
Well,
brought
him,
in
and I would say even
Jon Favreau.
yes, John Favreau.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
think
call him
that the
Happy.
ones that sort of took from the 4, 5, and 6 episodes, those episodes, and they kind of like brought it. They did a broader story out of it. Um, they did a great job by sort of giving that spirituality, that sort of that what I missed from the series that I didn't get from the prequels and the Force Awakens.
So on Christmas Day or something like that, I think the last episode of Hawkeye will be out on Disney Plus, but the first episode of Boba Fett will also be out. So pick and choose your poison of what you want to see first.
Oh wow. They're gonna go up against each other, which is kind of weird, but it's
It's
Disney.
weird, but
It
it's
doesn't
fine
matter.
because it's also like, well, you got two fandoms.
Yeah,
Try to combine it, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
Hawkeye is catching my attention. My attention more than, for some strange reason, this looks like. I, I mean, of course, WandaVision got my attention. The Winter Soldier got my attention, and Loki got my attention. But Hawkeye feels more like a movie, in that the trailer is more like a movie than the other films,
it's
than the other
kind of
shows.
it's kind of giving me like Daredevil Netflix combined with a little bit of Disney
Mm,
sprinkled into it, because it's not dark, but it can be if it wants to. But it doesn't have that dark coloring theme when you're watching the trailer, because it's
yeah,
still trying to be light with Kate Bishop. So
yeah.
there's hope for that. And plus it's during Christmas time, so you gotta love Christmas time with Hawkeye. Um so we'll see about that. And when is the Mandalorian supposed to be out? Like next year spring, no?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I hope so. I think it should be right after Boba.
Yeah, at least they're hitting the series. Is like, this finishes off, then we start this new series. Then we finishes off, we start a new series, instead of like
Yeah.
all of it at once. It's like it wants you to keep watching Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, that's exactly
giving
what
it
there's.
at once, which is kind of crazy. And I kind of like it that it's in by episodes and and it's not like Netflix. It kind of throws in every single, hey, binge watch this, which I don't
True.
mind the binge watching, but I do prefer if it's like I have to wait till Thursday or I have to wait till Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I'm up for. Like, I'd rather wait weekly because it just anticipates I want more. It's like
Yeah,
crack, you
no,
know?
because I felt like there's this emptiness and soul sucking feeling once you finish an entire show. And it's like, should I watch it again? Or do I have to wait another 2 years for this second season of this show? And I've been in that situation. It just sucks.
Facts.
Like when I binge watched Daredevil and said, what am I gonna do next?
Yeah. Yeah. But Daredevil was amazing to binge
Oh
watch,
yeah.
though. Yeah.
And I hope, honestly, I hope they bring him back. I hope, which is
There's so many rumors. At this point, I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring him back. You know,
mm.
I hope
you
so.
you don't want to talk about the after credit scene in Venom, right? We didn't really see Venom,
I didn't
but
see
it was
Venom, but we can talk about it because it's been all over, and you told me, and I was okay with it because I didn't watch the first one, and I wasn't gonna watch the second one because I don't know.
mm,
We could talk about it.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, for
yeah
those
I'm
who
gonna
watch, there's spoilers, by the way, because this is gonna be huge spoilers. I don't really like spoilers, but I just Venom never really caught my eye on the first time. So, but at the end credit scene of the whole movie, you could explain what happens.
well, at the end credit scene of the whole movie, we see Eddie Brock in a hotel room, and all of a sudden flashing lights ends up like sort of as if Doctor Strange's portal through the multiverse happens, and the whole entire hotel switches. And then as the camera pans to the TV, you start to see J. Jonah Jameson talking about the Spider Menace and Peter Parker. And then Venom, Eddie Brock starts getting up from the bed and transforming into Venom and licking the screen, and you can see Tom Holland's Spider-Man on the television. I did not like his response, which was kind of weird, but it's like it reminded me of you. He said, "This guy."
Oh, this
You know when you
guy.
say that line, you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
"This guy."
This fucking guy.
And then he licks the screen. But all I kept thinking about is like, are we gonna finally see that spider in his chest? Like, I want to see that. I want to be able to
Yeah, I want to
that
see
in
that.
his chest. But they also said a rumor has it that there is a symbiote loose in Spider-Man, the movie. It's gonna be a symbiote. Don't know which
Oh,
one, but there's a symbiote gonna be up here in the Spider-Man movie. Not sure which one, because there's one of the characters in, which is weird because one of the characters in the Venom movie is supposed to have a symbiote, which is that cop. He's one of the symbiotes.
oh,
So I don't know.
interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know which symbiote he's gonna get.
Mm. Also, fun fact: for some strange reason, this popped up on my feed on Instagram. Um, Sometimes the suits are not easy. The symbiote suits are not activated like in the comic books. Like if danger does happen, the symbiotes actually start to sort of activate and get attached to the human. They said there was a moment in one of the comic book storylines where Apocalypse was popping up and ready to, do his whatever shit that he does. And then all of a sudden, all the characters that has symbiotes all started coming out, and all the symbiotes started coming back to them. So Carnage popped up. I think Riot. What other characters? Scream, I think is her name. So a lot of, so they it's like through danger they ended up popping up, which makes sense because it's like protecting them.
True.
Like that scene in what was that? was it the Spectacular Spider-Man when he ended up getting the black suit and he fought all the Sinister Six at the same time?
Yeah.
He flawlessly beat them. Become to find out that he was knocked unconscious inside the symbiote.
Yeah. It
He was
was just the
fighting for him.
symbiote doing
That
everything.
was that was pure genius. That was like that symbiote was taking it on all of them, like nothing.
Man, Spectacular Spider-Man series was so underrated. Why did they cancel it? Do you know?
I think it was great. It was though he was young and whatever, but I really did enjoy that cartoon.
Cartoon,
That
the intro to it, the way it was drawn, everybody was hesitant, but when you saw the first episode, you were hooked.
Yeah. And the one I didn't really like that much, I think, was the Ultimate Spider-Man series. It was okay, but it just annoys me that they want when it comes to
Is that the
uh
one where he goes into like the future or something like that?
no. This is the one that he ends up having Luke Cage and White, what's her name? That cat girl, Iron Fist was there. They were all
Oh,
teaming.
you didn't like that?
I didn't like it that much because he had this team that I didn't really care about.
Yeah,
Luke
it's
Cage
true.
in the streets of Brooklyn. What is he doing with freaking Nick Fury? He's supposed to be doing something over there with Iron Fist. Like some characters was in there. Felt like um that old Spider-Man cartoon where he had Firestarter and Iceman back
Yeah,
in the
okay.
80s. That's what it felt like. His Spider-Man should be a person on his own.
Why
Yeah, he
why
has his little comedic moments. And yeah, you could have like guest starting these characters, but then you have these people that it's like, I really didn't care much. And Iron Fist was like a surfer. I mean, like a yeah.
they gave him like a California type of surfer vibe,
I
but
mean,
also like
enjoy
Zen.
I did enjoy when some of the characters were popping up, like Wolverine, or when they had what
Yeah,
was
I
it?
think they had the mind switch with him and Peter and Wolverine.
Yeah,
One
which is
episode.
in the comic book when they did that mind switch, Wolverine almost had sex with Mary Jane. How was it? What is it? He's like 1,000 something years old, and she was only like what 17, 16.
But then again, he always wanted to have a thing with freaking Jean. I mean, think about it in the movies. Wait, thinks about it, but and hey, look, Rose and the Doctor.
It's true. That was a little, yeah. In comic books, age is nothing but a number. But that coming out from Wolverine to do something like that, especially
See,
when we're supposed to see him as like this hero.
yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sort of kind of taints the idea that it's like, yeah, I can't trust this dude around my kids. Like
no.
it's just,
Um.
but
So what
even
if, man? Let's talk about what if.
but before that,
Oh,
even the funny thing is that though we talk about Wolverine, there was some things back then they were trying to write Professor having a thing for Jean Grey.
ew,
Yeah, I know.
ew.
It,
I mean,
it
I get
was
it. He's a telepath, but still, ew,
yeah.
ew.
Right. What if
Well, think about it. Even this, freaking, what's it called? Charles and fucking what's the other guys? The Magneto having a thing for oh my god, what's her name? Starts with an M.
Mystique?
Mystique. You know,
It was
in the
something that
original X-Men and even in the comics.
mm. I mean, even Magneto was kicking it to Rogue back in the day.
That's creepy as fuck too.
Yeah, and then he's pretty old, and she was like pretty young. But then it's like age is usually nothing but a number, and it doesn't really matter. No one cares.
Until you get to Deathstroke with Terra, then that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I just had to
Yeah.
rewatch the Judas Contract again, the movie, so I
Yeah.
could do a TikTok video.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, remember this controversial piece? Here's a movie adaptation about this. Oh,
How about the one where when Raven is being attacked by Deathstroke in Teen Titans? There's a scene that it almost depicted like it was like
really? I
she
didn't
was
see that.
being. Yeah, it was the one where she was starting to get those markings on her body.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
that's like the final season. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and then Deathstroke was sort of like, you have to get in, like
He
trying to
was
tempt her to become what she's meant to become, and this, and that. It was almost like she was, not to hate to say this, but almost like she was being like raped by freaking Deathstroke. It like sort of like visually the way things were sort of edited was kind of weird.
comic book nerds and comic book writers have some weird ass shit in their minds.
Mm. I mean, it's how it was. It kind of like if you look at it now, it's sort of like the way the angle, the
I gotta
way the
rewatch this shit
work and
just
things
to
like
make
that
sure
really
it's
are.
not weird. Then I'll point it out, and I don't give a damn.
So you're watching the Judas Contract from the newest cartoons, right?
Um, the DC animated universe movies.
Okay. Yeah, because they also try to do the Judas Contract in Teen Titans as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I'm
Which is
watching like
which is
all
a
of
strange
those.
dynamic because there was less characters in Teen Titans as
True.
compared to the DC animated universe was more characters. Nightwing
Yeah.
is much older, um, Starfire, and then we get to see Damian and Raven and Beast Boy and all these characters that weren't really in the series.
Yeah. So it's a new it's a reinvention of it, done even more weirder and creepier because Tara is in a gown and he's like all over death. It's fucking weird.
Mm.
Anyways, moving on to What If. Did you like What If ending?
I think it was brilliant. I mean it was weird because it's every single episode led to this point, right? The only pet the only thing that sort of got me annoyed was Killmonger. We knew
Really?
how evil he was in the episode. He was great. Don't let me wrong, but we knew that he was sneaky and he was going to do some grimy shit at the end. However, I felt like, Watcher, you saw what he did. You're only choosing him for this particular moment because you know that he's good for it to fight against Ultron. But he was going to get ready to set up everybody and screw everybody over because you saw how powerful he would have been because he ended up getting all the freaking gems. But it was like, I don't know. Why? It's because I don't think this is what it was going to lead to. He was going to get these particular heroes and whatever, but he was straight villain. It's just that it didn't make sense to me.
It makes sense to me because he knew that
One
Killmonger
second,
could have.
buddy.
Man's playing with the balloon or something. I love it.
Just something that's annoying me right now.
What? Look at all those Funkos, man. My girl would have a heart attack.
What?
Uh, what was I saying? Oh, I think the reason why he picked Killmonger was because he really kind of he wanted that Killmonger from that universe to be different, but he was so disappointed in him, and he even said it like this is the most. I think he said it was the most saddest or disappointing universe of what transpired, and so when he picked them out, he was like, I know you're gonna be this cynical, and this is the way that you're gonna probably take the stones some miraculous way, and you're gonna double cross everybody just like you did in your own universe, in your own Earth, and you're gonna try to take it. But they're going to, these Avengers, and my plan is going to be so successful that we might have a standoff, and maybe Doctor Strange comes up with an idea. But to be honest with you, that Doctor Strange is the most powerful Doctor Strange. What the hell are you fighting, Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Just minor bugs around my freaking house that I'm trying to kill.
And
Got a mess here.
where's it going with this?
Killmonger.
No, Doctor Strange. Yeah, that Doctor Strange was strong as hell.
Yeah, he was pretty powerful, and he was able to encapsulate that eventful moment with Killmonger and Ultron.
First off, they gotta make that into a statue or something, a figurine, or a snow globe. That'd be fucking pretty. Giving you ideas, Marvel.
What I think is, of course, they're not gonna make this canon. Of course not. But the fact that it exists within a multiverse, that Doctor Strange is going to open up, even in his movie. So is there a possibility that we might kind of see that in the Doctor Strange's multiverse of madness?
Yeah,
We're going to see sort of like these incarnations that existed in the What If.
that'd be fun. That'd be cool.
I was kind of hoping that James Spader came back for Ultron's voice.
Yeah, why didn't they, man? I didn't like the voice. It just threw me off. I was like, I wanted James Spader. He really has the voice of like Ultron.
Yeah, he was very, very sinister, and I felt like not even. I mean, even if you didn't use him, I would have liked at least to see even freaking Paul Bettany, but that voice did not suit that vision at all, or that Ultron. But I think but it's funny to me though, because it's like payback when Thanos comes in, breaks the freaking thing, pulls the gem off Vision, and on this one, it's like he just cuts him in half, like nothing.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like, here's your just desserts. It's it was so messed up. It was like, wow, did he even blink? Like he just went, and then he took the gems. And to be honest, he used the gems properly, and he was fighting with it. But honestly, I think he would have done. He would have probably done a lot more. And I don't think we would have gotten another episode of just of it happening, because, like, again, it's like everything is like a movie. We have to see everything. Everything has to get cut to a minimum, like 30 minutes. The whole thing was a whole film. Didn't really like this Thor. It was too silly.
Here's one thing I didn't like and didn't make any sense to me, even though it makes sense in What If. The fact that Gamora used her Infinity Stone Crusher, and we know that if you take Infinity Stones out of a different universe and use them in a different Marvel universe, it would work, I guess.
Yeah.
Why didn't the stones still not work? Like, I just don't get it. Like, wouldn't they hold, I would say, the same frequency or same, length or whatever the hell, however she made that crusher, like, same? Like, wouldn't it be the same?
Honestly, I don't even know how that machine came to be.
Like, what? I guess we're gonna find out in the next season and know about her life, because we were supposed to get like 10 episodes. I just don't know why they
no, yeah, they said that they couldn't they had her episode was not made because of COVID. I think either she got sick or some people got sick and they couldn't do it, but they said they're gonna put it in the second season.
I don't know. They got to explain to that to me because it's for me. It's like a plot. Kind of like a not a mini plot hole, I guess. I don't know what the hell you call it, but I was like, okay, doesn't make any sense. Whatever.
I didn't even know a machine like that did exist. It almost felt like it was like this is what we use to take this out, and it's like, where did this come from? But what if maybe I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see it in the second season and we see her episode of that was the main purpose that they needed that particular if anybody ended up getting the gems or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait actually to see what they're gonna do next. But I'm just hoping that it's just I think what annoys me is that there's just their episodes are just revamped film, the revamped movies, just tweaked up and what if and whatever. But it's like, what if can go much farther than that. They don't need to just stick around to like one particular movie. Of course, they went away from the phases by bringing zombies, which was fine. That sort of alters everything. We didn't hear about zombies in none of the Marvel universes, but all the other episodes were sort of like, this is just a revamped version of Captain America, revamped version of Thor, revamped version of what Star-Lord and stuff like that. So I feel like they could say, yeah, you got the Fantastic Four, you got the mutants now, the X-Men. Why don't you just like somehow make a story out of those things? Bring some of those characters up. Or
the reason why is because they don't want to.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman doesn't have to wear the suit, but
no, but
the Ultimate Universe,
like you said last week, like you don't want to bring new characters in. And I got that. Like, remember I told you, I think I posted a video of like, oh, I thought that was Nova, but it was really Captain Marvel in one of the episodes. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, I didn't tell you that, but or maybe I did. But anyways, people were like, well, you're not gonna. I got a rant for you, but yeah, like you're not gonna introduce a new character in a what if series, but I'm like, you kind of can because you got Uatu, which is not a new character, but it's kind of a new character for a lot of people, even though you did see them, but it's still like, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess like the same argument could be said there too. Like you don't want to use new characters, but you could use I don't know. Maybe for season 2 after whoever they bring up next. Well, like we'll see, we're gonna see those characters
on phase 4. Is that they said?
I don't know.
Because they went through almost all the phases in one freaking season.
Yeah, they did.
That's like 3 phases right there. They
yeah,
said phase 4 will work on that. And let's see.
We'll get a Blade and something. We'll get a team up. We should do team ups with awesome characters, you know. But I don't know. People got mad because, you know, what if is like it destroyed some of the characters and some of the legacy, and I was like, yeah, but it's what if? Who cares about it?
Yeah.
You know. But here's a huge rant because, like I said, all right. When you watch a video, right, and you go into the comment section, you're about to type, "Oh, you're wrong because of this," but then you look at the comment section,
yeah,
and if you think that your comment has not been repeated, you kind of want to look through the comment section. I'll tell you right now. How many people commented on that video of the Nova? And I'll tell you more or less the percentage rate of the same argument, same sentence, word by word, of how many people have told me that they will not introduce a new character in a what if episode. Bro, why don't you read the comments? Your comment doesn't mean anything. When hundreds and hundreds of people have said the same thing. Why do you think people do that?
No clue, my friend. People just like to start talking nonsense these days.
What the hell's the video? Can't find the video. Oh, here. Okay. 249 comments, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like 90% of them. And then one of them was like, damn, you can see all these comments and everybody's so mad at what you just said. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's wild. I just don't get why people just read. I don't know. Give me the views. Whatever. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but it just doesn't make any sense. Logical sense for people to comment the same thing over and over, even though you could just skip. Before you comment, you could just read if somebody has said that before. You don't think out of the 249 messages that are in this comment section are going to say the same thing you are thinking about?
There's always those that end up repeating like the same thing and never look back at the other conversations. And you're like, oh, this guy said this, but it's like, and then it's just gonna go on forever. Somebody's gonna respond to that person, and then that person's gonna respond to that person, and then it's gonna be like another thread of just the same freaking comment that the other person gave. Well,
I
it
don't
is what
know.
it is, then. But then again, you got people having conversations, so it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, it's like,
Um,
they viewed it. This many people viewed it, so it's like, cool, just let it be happening. It's like,
anyways, I went to Comic Con Friday and Saturday and it was fun. I walked a lot. I walked the showroom a whole bunch of times. I went live on Friday. Got a couple new followers, so that was nice. I had some conversations. And then I went from my headphones to my wireless earbuds and it went mute and nobody told me anything until the last second that I lost. I was about to have 500 viewers on live and it just dropped and I was like, what's going on? And then somebody's like, I can't hear anything. I was like, y'all didn't tell me that in the beginning. Like, the first, what the fuck are y'all doing? Nobody decided. I don't get people, man. But whatever. Anyways, it was fun. It was great. Thursday. No, sorry. Friday comes along and whole new cosplayers, awesome. Some really good the whole bunch of Spider-Man. There's always going to be a whole bunch of Spider-Man. There was some really good Superman, and there was one good Superman or one really good Omni-Man from the
Invincible.
from Invincible. I'm kind of surprised that there was no Howard the Duck. Could have used Farhad.
It's pretty tiny.
And he has the hair. You could just dye it white. Have him white. Give him a duck. Beak. It'd be fine.
He's doing the white face thing, and then they just like.
Oh god. No, because he'll have the beak and he'll get it.
Yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be great. Just give him a couple feathers here and there, and I'll be fine. But I bought the Superman because I think it was a what the hell do you call them? I bought a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
The Justice League Zack Snyder cut. Superman wearing the black suit. I was like, I have to have this. Beautiful.
You know what they also had there only in the convention as an exclusive?
It was inclusive. Yes, that's what it was. Go ahead.
Superman Blue. The Superman when he had the blue suit with the white. Remember back in the day when he was like kind of electric?
I didn't get to see that. What the fuck?
Saw it on the on the Instagram, and it was showing like on Funko Finders, only find on like comic conventions. They're like exclusive to comic conventions.
Damn. You know what I
Kind of
wanted?
sucks
I wanted a
because I'm like,
Lobo.
damn, only on those days, like only on comic conventions when most of the ones pop up.
I wanted Lobo so badly. But it was signed and I didn't get a chance to check out how much it was. But I didn't know who it was signed from.
Mm.
It's a whole bunch of people that always want to ask questions that like take like 20-minute conversations, and I'm just like, I don't have time for this. I don't like waiting online too long, you know?
Yeah,
I'm patient, but Comic Cons, you got so much else a couple things to go and see and view and stuff.
yeah.
Anyways, 6 o'clock hits and we're standing in line. A couple of my former co-workers, you don't know them. Were you there for Andrew? You weren't there for Andrew, were you?
No.
Damn it, you don't know these guys. Really good people. We get in line for the Ghostbusters panel. Starts at 6:30. We're still in line at 6:30. 6:40 hits around. Everybody starts going in. We have reservations. We made reservations. Yeah, they said we needed reservations. You check that shit. Anyways, we went in. We sit in the back. The panel's fine. The kids are funny. They're giving out these kind of like puns, but like Easter eggs of their characters and who they are in the movie and stuff like this. But we don't get it, you know, because it's kind of weird. They're acting all weird.
Yeah.
And the 1984 director Ivan Reitman is there because his son directs the new one. Jason Reitman.
Yeah.
Jason Reitman at the end says, "All right, guys, we're gonna show you something, and just don't give out any spoilers, okay? Promise me you're not gonna give out any spoilers." And everyone's like, "What the hell is he saying? We're gonna see some clips, like spoilers and stuff? It's cool." 2 minutes pass by. All right, guys, ready? You guys waited 2 years for this. Enjoy the movie. What? Everyone's freaking the fuck out. Everyone is like, what? Are you serious? The theater goes black and the movie starts playing.
Wow, you got to see it.
I got to see it, dude. It was just a beautiful homage to the old 1984 movie.
Nice.
And the second one. Kids were great. The little kid, bro, even the director was like, this is his first movie, and he acted like he was in 74 movies back then. Like the kid did a phenomenal job. Kid in the movie, his character is called Podcast. It's funny. Yeah. It's really funny, but he does so good, bro. He does really, really good. The kid that you talked about, the Stranger Things, I forget his name already.
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard.
He's really good. And the girl, character's name is Phoebe. She does really good. And by the way, since it was filmed 2 years ago, in the panel, and she was like, yeah, my grandmother saw this yesterday with me. And she was like, I never saw her in the movie. When you get to the movie and you see her, because I saw her in the panel, when you get to the movie and you see her character, because she mentions it, Phoebe, and we get to know that it's Phoebe, I was like, holy hell, I agree with her grandmother, because I don't know who the hell this kid is. There's no way it's the same kid from the panel. Dude, it's just
the pandemic really kind of screwed everything up.
Yeah.
Trying to see everything, yeah.
But let me tell you, Paul Rudd does Paul Rudd 100 perfectly. Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd 100% in this movie. He's just Paul Rudd. At this point, it's like him, Will Smith, The Rock play really themselves.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I mean? does phenomenal. The mom, good. She's good. Nothing bad. Just so good. Beautiful homage. I think a couple people are gonna cry if you're like really Ghostbusters '84 fans. I can't give out any spoilers, but it's a must go. It's a must see. I think 2021 really just is putting out the heavy hitters.
That's good. That's good because I was a huge fan of the damn series, the cartoons and the movies, and I even have the game. That game was fun.
Oh, I didn't play the game, but I saw gameplay. I wanted to play it. That
Yeah,
looked fun.
play it because it's sort of considered the part three to the series.
That's what I
Like the
heard. Yeah.
because all the voices are there, everybody's there. It was written by the same, like Dan Aykroyd wrote some of it and all that stuff. So it's like, but it's like it does an homage to both the first and the second because you come to find out that everything is coming back into the game. Like holy crap, you get to see the freaking painting from part two again. Slimer's around, you get to enter the hotel, Stay Puff comes out, so everybody starts popping up again, and they're like wondering what's going on. You come to find out that the ooze that was in there was still like making freaking monsters coming out of nowhere. But
Oh,
it was really cool. It was fun to hear the voices again and all that stuff. And your character is just mad silent. You're like you don't play with with none of the old guys, none of the
mhm.
Ghostbusters. It's just a new recruit, and they're talking to you. So you're hearing them having conversations to you, training you how to use the proton pack and everything. So it's like it's mad fun.
This movie. This movie was just. I mean, it's the ambience. I mean, not the ambience. The setting you're in at Comic Con, and it just hits you. And no one. And it's like no wonder we took so long to get in. I guess they were like, should we? Should we not? Should we? Should we not? Can we? You know? And
I
they
wonder if
did.
they knew, if most people knew that that's what they want to do, but I doubt that. I
I
doubt.
know it. Everybody was like, "What?" Like we were all excited. Like, yo, I can't tell you like how it feels to be in it, but it just felt so great to be
Yeah,
there.
I actually like that because it's like we always Ghostbusters was sort of a New York um
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
thing,
another thing. It was a New York thing.
and so to like for it to be in Comic Con would kind of make sense. It's sort of like you know it was a New York thing. It was Ghostbusters all took place in New York City, so it was cool that to think about do what you just said and them premiering that. It would be interesting today did it in New York Comic Con instead of like doing a freaking premiere and sometimes even Marvel premieres. You're talking about Marvel characters where most of them were written by people who were in New York City, and they don't premiere to like, oh, they're gonna do one in Europe and somewhere and say premiere them in the freaking city that it first got created. Why do you have to do this in like South Beach and somewhere in California? Screw
I
that,
don't know,
man.
but it was a good marketing strategy. It was a huge marketing strategy, but it was a. I mean, I don't know. There's no other feeling than just getting excited. To be honest with you, though, I don't remember the characters' names. I just remember who's in the movie,
Yeah.
like the 1984 ones. But yeah, it's just like because it kind of it gives you out the names, but for me, everyone else was getting it, but it took me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but it was great. I can't give you any spoilers. It was just great.
No, it's coming November 9th.
It was a sweet baby. Even Ivan, the father, Reitman, and Jason were like, yeah, when we were trying to do this movie, we kept getting into arguments here and there, how it should go, how it should be, how one character should say this line and everything like that. But man, did they create something fun.
The
The
one
movie
thing
was
that I kind of
the
like
movie was fun.
from the trailer that I got that was kind of heartbreaking was the fact that Egon was the grandfather of the kids. Egon is the
Oh,
glasses that and since he passed away all those years ago, and I could only hear his voice through the freaking Ghostbusters game because he made he was still alive back then. So it's kind of crazy. But when I was watching the trailer, they were talking about your grandpa, your father was kept things in secret and things like that. And I was like, yeah, they're talking about Egon because even the little niece is like kind of like Egon, like the
yeah.
glasses, the weird hairstyle and stuff like that. It's like there's a similarity there, so I could see like she's gonna be the sort of Egon of the kids, and I kind of like that they just and they brought on Janine Melvitz, who was the freaking secretary, back. So it was cool. Now I would have loved it. They would have brought Rick Moranis, but Rick Moranis stopped act ended up coming back into acting way after the film came out. So I know Rick Moranis didn't make his cameo there. He was the lawyer and the other ones, the one that got turned into a dog.
See,
And
again, I gotta rewatch the movies because I don't really remember.
remember Rick Moranis? He was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He was the father.
Oh, the guy that see that. See again, voice actors' names, man. I mean, actors' names.
Yeah, he was the one. He played the lawyer with the side hair and stuff, and then he was the one that was he became the keymaster while Sigourney Weaver became the what was it? He was the keymaster, and she was what? What the hell was she? I
Was
forgot what
she
was
like
her.
the god?
Yeah, it was that they needed to like both have sex in order to have the god come out,
Okay.
and she was waiting for the keymaster.
Yeah.
And Rick Moranis's character got possessed by the demon, and he became the keymaster, and she became the other one. So they had to like then to open the portal, and the demon comes out and whatever. It was one of the one of my favorite funny scenes in there when she opens the door and says, "Are you the keymaster?" And then was it Ray? No, it wasn't Ray. It's Egon, Ray, Winston, and what was Bill Murray? Bakeman.
Okay.
And then when she opens the door, it's like, "Are you the key master?" He's like, "No." And then she slams the door. And then he knocks again. Yeah, "Are you the key master?" He goes, "Yes." And he just walks right in. I was like, freaking Bill Murray was absolute genius in that damn film. You can't help but like when you see it's just he was great in there. And it's in it, and I know that I'm pretty sure he's in the film and for the fact that they somehow managed to sort of bring his character back.
Was that the second movie? Right. That's the one with the god.
There was two. There was the one that was in the building.
Right. But then what's the
That the
one?
Stave Puff was the main villain at the end that they had to
Right.
fight the marshmallow thing. And then the second one was the one about the painting that wanted to possess the baby.
But that's the one with the two dogs, right?
Two Dogs is part one.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta rewatch this thing, man. Okay. 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 Yeah, I gotta rewatch this thing. We should do that. We should do that. Yeah, yeah. Definitely. I would do a screener thing.
You do that
Happy.
before the films come out, actually. Yeah, it comes out on November 9th, so we still have time to knock that out and watch that.
Yeah. So we should talk about what DC has brought up today and started blowing up Twitter and TikTok.
Oh man, it
Uh,
was all over it. IGN, comics and comic book and
CNN.
comics and TNN, and it said no one cared about the character before when they found out that Superman had a child. All of a sudden, Superman has a child and he says he's bisexual, and everything starts to go crazy. It's like that scene in Dark Knight, and it says, you blow up one school bus and everybody loses their minds. It's like that scene in the Joker when he's like trying to explain how people just like nobody bats an eye, but then when something happens, everybody wants to go crazy.
It's the same. It's the boy who cried wolf in a sense. Once in a while, you see it, but when it's approaching you and it's all over the whole freaking news, you just want to start yelling and start doing something stupid.
Honestly,
You know what I'm saying?
I do not care much for what it is. It's sort of a new character growing up, learning about who he is and this and that. So the end of the day, it's whatever. It's when they go after the old characters and then they change them up is when pisses me off. It's like, okay, yeah, this character wasn't gay throughout the entire series, but then you end up changing the entire story somehow. And as they just focus on the characters that are already either gay, bisexual, or whatever. Just let the other ones be. Let them be on their own. But then again, sometimes writers have to change it up, and in sort of in real life, sometimes a person does kind of change at a certain point in their life and become something else entirely. So it's not all bad, but sometimes I feel like some characters should remain the character that they always been.
And with
like,
that being said,
like I'm fine with like Batwoman and whatever. It just bothered me when Alan Scott came out, and I was like, no, I like Alan Scott. I still do. Doesn't bother me, but it's just like they should have left it alone. There was a lot of characters that they should have sort of kind of opened up a little bit more, like sort of to try to focus on one particular character. I think I'm done, right?
Yeah, yeah. Controversial, I would say.
Oh, they're probably gonna cancel culture. Cancel. Yes.
I can edit it out. It's fine.
No. Be honest. I didn't say anything that would kind of bother anybody. At the end of the day, it's they're all story. They're digging a quote from Doctor Who. They're all stories in the end. Things often change in the series. Characters do change their personality. Their personalities are often changed in the comic books. But sometimes it's people are usually surprised and taken aback by like, okay, this I didn't see this coming, but whatever. It's still good writing, or it's still a great character. I still like Alan Scott, regardless.
No, yeah. You haven't seen Stargirl, have you?
I want to see a lot of TV shows. I just wish I had a life that I could actually sit down and watch things.
All right. I got you.
No, seriously, I hate it. I want to be able to do things. Oh man, I like passed over Inktober. There's already 11 days, man.
Yeah, I know. October's going quick, and next thing you know, it's gonna be December. And I'm not enjoying my job either, so I get you. 100%. On the same boat. I don't get it. You go and sorry, in hiccups or something. You apply to all these jobs. Jobs are looking for people. And you don't hear a shit thing from them. So like 3 weeks later, a month and a half later, saying, "Oh, we declined you on the resume." I could say beforehand, guy.
I'm trying to get the job that I used to work for, and it so happens that the boss that hired me all those years ago that laid me off during the pandemic, I was trying to do it through him, so he could just easily just do the job application and let me know, and then I'll see what I could do over there, and then we'll because he knows how I work. But when I sent in the job application, he sent me a text telling me like, they didn't receive a job application. And I was like, that's funny, because I got a rejection and an acceptance from the job that you want me to, from that I'm going to get hired for. So how did they not receive my job application? So I had to send them forward down the emails that I received from, the rejection and the acceptance from the job that I was looking to work for, which didn't make any sense. So it's like,
Wait, so they rejected you, but then they accepted you?
It was one of them said it was for pantry coordinator. There was like one of them was a rejection, and the other one was oh, we don't have any openings for this. But then they sent me another one saying, oh, we have an opening for this. Come in and schedule an interview. And so when my ex-boss called me, I say, hey, I didn't receive any job applications. But that's funny because they sent me stuff to like go for the job. So I sent forward it to him to see what's up. So I mean, somebody must have gotten something over there. It's just must have flew in somebody's head. But they said that a lot of new hires were over there in the HR department and stuff like that. So a lot of things are kind of like probably wonky. So hopefully I get a call from them because, to be honest, I really want to get out early out of a job. I want to know what that's like.
And not just getting out of a job early, but also like getting some peace here and there,
Yeah.
From a job. Yeah. Can't be stressed all the damn time, and I just feel stressed all the damn time I'm there. I'm just like, yeah, I can't really do this with y'all anymore. I don't get paid enough to get this much stress.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just my particular job is like working for a company that's sort of like emailing me to tell me like, hey, you need to send this out, I guess, in the hotel part of my first job, working at the hotel in the UPS department. You have to send this out because a customer left this in their lost and found, or their clothing, or their medications, or something, and I have to send it out. I have to call these people, ask for their addresses, and it's like, it's already adding heavy to the actual job that I have to do in this place, and I have a short period of time to do it. So I have to go nuts and try to do everything as soon as possible. And then the second job, well, right now it's been a little bit slow, but tomorrow it's supposed to pick up to a point that I think I'm gonna freaking feel like giving them my 2 weeks. Like, just like, dude, I'm not coming in anymore. But I can't do that now. Not till I get accepted from the other one, and then I could just do whatever.
It's the end of an era for Joey at UPS. FedEx.
It's just I'm leaving the first one. I actually told my boss, like, I can't do this. It's just too much right now. I'm keeping the second one in the meantime till the other one kicks in, or if it does kick in, I'll just search for something and then I'll leave the second job. I don't want to just jump ahead all the ocean and say I'm free, but
right,
because I do need the money. I need to survive. So
right. All right, well, with that being said, we're going to end the podcast here. You can find us on Stitcher, iTunes, and Amazon Music Prime, Spotify, as Geek Mythos Podcast. Do I have something on my teeth? What the hell is that? I think it's a frijole. I'll take it off in a second. You could also find us on YouTube. We're doing Superheroes Mental Health, and we're going to have a Hal Jordan episode this Wednesday coming out at 1 p.m. premiere. Oh my god. We're also going to we also do TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We're also on that. Just Geek Mythos Pod. And I think Twitter is Mythos_Geek. Again, somebody took our name before, but we do more on our end than they do. So, I hope we have a new logo. Have you? Oh, did I tell you I bought a shirt with the Mythos, Geek Mythos, Back to the Future thing? Yeah. It worked. I guess it's because I was using one of the tags as a Back to the Future. I shouldn't have done that. So I
No.
bought it. The shirt fits nice. The logo seems kind of dim. I'm kind of mad about that, but whatever. But that's really it. It's not bad. I bought the quality of the regular con shirt. The first try, it's not so good. Gotta wash it. And then I would say wash it again because it still feels kind of like not itchy, but it still feels too new. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, we'll see what happens when I do laundry on Wednesday.
They ended up putting this print place over here. They just ended up putting around where I live. I want to check something out. They said print your own shirts for $5.99 with my design or for any design. And I was thinking about it. And it's like I want to check them out first to see what kind of quality shirts and how they're doing it. To see, because I think they might just have to like take whatever I have and then send it off and print it out on the shirt. But I got to see how they do it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. We could do that. 100%.
Check them out. See what
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of shirts they have. Because I know
Dude.
the Hanes or Fruit of the Looms are very like the material is good, but it's like also some of them fit like very differently and they'll shorten up depending on the color. Like something will be like, oh, this is supposed to be a medium, but it feels like a freaking small, or it's like wide on the side, but it's short from the bottom up. Because there's certain shirts that are just so weird, like the way they're designed. You could tell like they're from those big, huge kind of like Hanes or Fruit of the Looms. So it's like you just have to know like what kind of shirts they're willing to use.
Fruit of the Loom. You know, their boxers are really good. Anyways, what?
We still on the air?
Yeah, we're still on the air. All right, we'll end it right here. Have a good one, geek gods, and have a good night. Peace.
Good night, man.